Hello, welcome to San English Academy. How many times in your life have you turned down requests, invitations, offers due to various reasons? Generally, we get numerous requests, invitations, and offers not only from the people that we know but also from the people that we don't know. So, whether those people are known to us or not, in times we are unable and unwilling to attend all those requests, invitations, and offers. Because of that, in most occasions, the number of invitations, offers, and requests that we turn down exceed the number of those that we accept. Therefore, we need to turn down any request, invitation, and offers from others in a more softer way with politeness without making the other person feel offended about us. Declining an invitation, an offer, or a request is one of the hardest things in your life to do. It is because in most of the times we don't like to say no to our requester, inviter, or the offerer, thinking that it might hurt that person's feelings. Therefore, in this lesson, I'm going to teach you how to turn down a request, invitation, or an offer in a more polite way without hurting the feelings of the other person. All this coming up next. To begin with, let's learn how to decline an invitation politely. Now take a look at this situation. David is having a party this Saturday. So because of that, he's inviting Bill to join him in the party. But Bill has no thoughts of going to the party because he has got some other plans. So he is going to turn down the invitation politely. So he could say, "Thanks so much for inviting me. I'd love to come, but I have got some other plans on that day." In another way, he could say, "Thank you so much for the invitation. I'd love to join you, but unfortunately, I will be busy on that day with my new project." Now let us study the two replies given by Bill. As you can see, those two replies can be divided into three parts. In the first part, Bill has thanked David for inviting him to the party, which is highlighted in red color. In the second part, Bill has shown some kind of interest to join David in the party, which is highlighted in blue color. In the third part, Bill has declined the invitation by giving David a reason for his inability to attend, which is highlighted in green. Remember, I'd is a contracted form of I would. In native communication, I'd is more preferred than I would. So when you decline an invitation, please stick to this strategy. First, thank your inviter for inviting you. Next, show some interest in the invitation. And lastly and finally, give a reason for not attending. Now, this is the polite way to say no to an invitation in English without hurting the feelings of the inviter. The second situation is how to decline a request in a more polite way. Lucy is making a project proposal for her company. So she is requesting help of Sam to complete the proposal. In the first situation, Sam is willing to help, but at that moment, Sam is unable to help her due to some commitments Sam has got. So he could politely turn down that request by saying, "I'm really sorry, I have got some other commitments, let me help you some other time." Or he could also say, "I wish I could, but I have got something else planned, so let me check my schedule and get back to you." In the above situation, Sam is willing to help Lucy, but he simply does not have any time. So because of that, he is trying to help Lucy in some other time. In our second situation, Sam is not willing to help Lucy with her new project proposal, so he wants to avoid meeting that request. At the same time, he doesn't want to disappoint Lucy as well. So he could say, "I'm really sorry, I'm overcommitted at present, but you are such a competent person that you will be able to manage it without my help." So that response indicates Sam's unwillingness to help Lucy. First, he has said sorry, he has given a reason, and the last part is the most important one. In that part, he is asking Lucy in a more softer way to manage her activity without his help. Sam could also say, "I'm afraid I'm unable to help you at the moment. I have burdened with a lot of responsibilities." Notice the use of the word afraid here. Generally, The word afraid is related with fear. But here, we use the word afraid to emphasize and make it clear to the other person that we are not in a position to do what the other person asks us to do. The other most important thing to remember is that we use the phrase I'm afraid to turn down a request, especially in professional context. We use the phrase I'm afraid to decline a request in a more formal way. For an example, if you get a request from your boss, from your employer, or from any other superior officer in your workplace, you have to use this phrase to be more polite, respectful to the person who made that request. Now study this situation. Will is a hardworking employee of the Seamart Shipping Company. Due to the remarkable performance of the company in the previous year, the employer is giving a dinner to all the employees of the company to pay tribute for their hard work. There, Will is also going to be invited. However, Will has got some other plans, so he cannot attend the dinner party. Now remember, this is an invitation. You can use the same structure and same phrases in the case of a request. So Will could say, thanks a lot for the invitation, but I'm afraid I'm unable to attend because I have an appointment with the doctor for a medical checkup. So in Will's response, you can see first he thanked for the invitation, then he stressed his inability to attend using the phrase I'm afraid, and finally he gave a reason for his absence. In that way, you can decline invitations, requests, and offers in your professional context. Now we have come to the third situation of declining requests. In this part, we are going to discuss how we can decline a request that we have said yes to it earlier. This can be regarded as one of the most hardest situations that you face in your life. Due to certain unavoidable reasons, you have to say no to certain requests that we earlier said yes to. When you back out of a request that you earlier said yes to, please follow these steps. First, apologize to the person for your inability. Then, explain why you are unable to keep to your promise. Thirdly, suggest some other alternative. Finally, offer hopes for the best. And remember, you can use the same method to back out from the invitation also. Now let's try to learn it with this situation. Anna is moving into a new house. So she has asked her co-worker Jerry to help her with moving her stuff. Jerry has already said yes to the request, but however, at the end, he came to know he has to take his son to the school prize giving. So Jerry could say to Anna, I'm really sorry that I won't be able to help you to move your stuff. I have to take my son to the annual prize giving because he really wanted me to take him there. I will check with Linda and see whether she is available to get some help. But I hope everything will be fine. Now study Jerry's response. First, he apologized to Anna for not being able to keep his promise, which is highlighted in red. Secondly, he has given a reason for his inability to help, which is in blue. Thirdly, he has suggested some alternatives for Anna to get help from Linda, which is highlighted in green. Finally, he hopes for the best, telling Anna that everything will be fine, which is highlighted in yellow. By following this method, you can not only back out from the request that you have already said yes, but also you can back out from the invitations that you have already accepted. So you can use this method for both the situations. Now let's go to the third and the final part of the lesson, which is how to decline an offer politely made to you by someone. Let's study it with three situations. In the first situation, just imagine you visited a place of a person that you know. Then they offered you some snack for tea. But if you do not like what they offer, this is how you can decline that offer politely. You could say, thanks a lot, but I'm on a diet these days. In another way, you could say, thanks a lot, but I don't have too much sugar. Again, you could say, thanks a lot, but I have just had my lunch, dinner, or breakfast. Now look at the next situation. Jane is walking on the road. then Bob is calling Jane to give her a ride. How could Jane politely decline that offer? So she could say, "Thanks a lot for your offer. That's really kind of you, but I'm perfectly fine with walking." When you study Jane's response, you can see first she thanked Bob for the offer, then she appreciated Bob's concern for her, and finally she turned down the request politely by giving a reason. In that way, you can decline any offer you get. Now look at the next situation. In this situation, an employer is trying to give you a job, but you don't like that job. Then how could you politely decline that offer? You could say, "Thanks a lot for your offer. I'm really grateful for your concern, but I don't fit for those working conditions." In that situation also, first we have to thank the offerer, then we have to admire and appreciate that person's concern for us, then finally decline the offer with a reason. So we have come to the end of our lesson. In today's lesson, you learn how to decline invitations, requests, and offers in a polite manner. Try to use them when you engage in communication with the others, then you can easily remember those methods and sentence patterns. So if you want to learn more English for better communication, please subscribe Sand English Academy. Thanks for joining me with this lesson. Have a nice time. Take care.